Hey guys, welcome back to the film room. This video is designed to be focused around player development, specifically being able to finish at a high level around the basket. Now the focus of this video is for players who are undersized, and that's why we're going to use Payton Pritchard of the Boston Celtics in all of these clips. No matter what level you're at, it's important for you to be able to do traditional finishes at full speed, like you're going to see here where Payton is just going in for a right-hand layup. And I also don't want the takeaway from this video to be that you should never do anything creative around the basket, but we are going to focus on 3 specific finishes that Payton has mastered. And if you can work to develop these skills and know when to use them in a game, I promise you, you will be more efficient around the basket. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you a bonus finish that Payton does really well. So the first finish that we're going to look at that Payton does extremely well is what's referred to as a one-hand pickup. This is where as you're driving to the basket, instead of gathering the ball with 2 hands, you're going to lift it with the hand you're dribbling with and go straight into your finish. The first benefit of this move is by picking the ball up with 1 hand, you can use your offhand to be in contact with your defender and shield him off as you're trying to drive. More than likely, if you're playing at a higher level, defenders are going to be physical with you, especially if you're an undersized guard. And by being able to pick the basketball up with 1 hand, you can use that off arm to shield off your defender while you're finishing. Now another benefit to this move is that you can avoid shot blockers. Blocking shots is all about timing the release of the basketball. So when you use a one-hand pickup, you're going to get the ball out of your hands and to the backboard quicker than the defenders think you will, and that's going to allow you to still get your shot off when defenders rotate. A great example here is Payton is driving on a 6'11" big who is ready to block this shot, but because he used that one-hand finish, he gets it out too quickly and the defender wasn't able to react. The other reason that this finish allows you to mix up your timing is because with this move, you can often go off the same foot as the hand that you're finishing with, which again throws off the timing of the defender who's trying to block your shot. You can see on this clip that as Payton spins, he's going to jump off of his right foot as he finishes it with his right hand. Here's an example of both of the benefits of the one-hand pickup. As Payton drives, he's using that left arm to fight with his on-ball defender, and as he gets by his matchup, you can see the shot blocker rotating over, but because he gets it to the backboard quickly with that one-hand pickup, the result is a goaltend. Now the next finish we're going to talk about is having an inside hand finish. And this means exactly what it sounds like, that as you're driving, you're going to use your inside hand to finish once you get to the rim. And this move has several benefits that we're going to talk about so that you understand when to use this move and how to do it. Just like the one-hand pickup, you can avoid getting your shot blocked with this move because as you go to finish, by extending with your inside hand, you create that distance and separation from your shot blocker who's behind you so that you can get the ball to the backboard quickly. The other reason that this move helps you avoid getting your shot blocked is because by using your inside hand, you put your body in between the ball and your defender when you finish. Another great use for this move is that it gives you room to finish, specifically when you drive baseline. Oftentimes when you drive baseline, you're going to have a hard time finishing unless you use that inside hand because of how low you are. As Payton goes off of 2 feet, there's no chance that he could finish if he used his left hand, but by using that inside hand, it gives him space to still finish on that drive. And the last great thing about an inside hand finish is it helps with your timing. When you're driving at full speed, you don't have the luxury of deciding which foot you're going to jump off of. So being able to finish with your inside hand or a one-hand pickup allows you to jump off that outside foot and finish with either hand. This third finish is probably the most underutilized by small guards, and I think it might be one of the more important ones, and that's learning how to come off of 2 feet and bump your matchup. The great thing about this move is that it allows you to create separation when you can't drive past your matchup. As Payton drives, there is no advantage because he doesn't get past Buddy Hield, but by him coming to a jump stop and bumping Buddy with his inside shoulder, it creates the separation for him to finish it with his outside hand. I love how this camera angle shows him driving into Josh Giddey. He doesn't get the advantage, but he bumps him with that left shoulder to get space to finish with his right. The 2025 NBA Summer League is just wrapping up as I'm making this video, and Con Knipple from the Charlotte Hornets, who played at Duke, uses this move all the time, and he was the MVP of Summer League. I cannot stress enough how important it is to implement this into your game, especially if you are a smaller guard. Now, the other reason for this move is to do what I refer to as closing the gap. When you do drive and get separation, there is always this gap between you and your defender, and by using this jump stop bump, you can close that gap rather than letting your defender close it, and that's going to give you the angle to be able to finish even if they're a bigger defender. Now, once you've worked on this move for a while, if you add a shot fake, it makes it that much more difficult to guard. Because once you get that initial bump to create separation and then you shot fake, that's going to get your defender up in the air and you're either going to get fouled or have an easier finish. So here's the sequence of how this move will work. On the drive, you get that initial contact when you don't get an advantage, and then your jump stop bump is going to create that separation. Then when you use that shot fake, your defender is going to try and recover by blocking your shot, and that's where you'll be able to finish. Now, the bonus finish to wrap up this video is the step through off of a jump stop. In the men's game, this has been considered a travel for a long time, but it's not, and it's starting to become more popular. The key is you must land on 2 feet, and when your defender goes to close the distance, you take your back foot and step through across your body, and when you jump off that foot, it is not a travel. Here's a look at it in slow motion so you can see the footwork. Payton comes to a jump stop and he establishes his left foot or his inside foot as his pivot, and then he's going to step through with his right foot and jump off of that to finish. So in review, the 3 finishes you need to work on are the one-hand pickup, the inside hand finish, and that jump stop to bump, and you can work on your step through if you want an additional move. Thanks for coming through. We'll see you next time in the film room.